I know that every business is different, but most, even small businesses, have a huge opportunity for valuable international expansion. It's worked for me. I've set up and managed companies in 15 countries of the world, and now I help others expand. The approach I recommend is a 5-stage structured process. The reason is that it makes you carefully think about absolutely everything, so you don't rush into anything. You've got an easy get out at every stage, so you don't waste time and you don't waste money. You just get an effective, well-managed international expansion at low cost with the fastest possible results. And something else to remember is if it's your first international expansion, don't do it on your own. You don't need to spend a fortune on fees to big consultancies. You can get some help for free from government agencies, for example, in the UK Department for International Trade. But remember that they're only as good as the people that you get to work with you. They won't take you all the way. And at the end of the day, they're often linked to organizations that can take you back to big fee advisors. So you do need to be careful. Okay, my business is a consultancy too, but we're different. We've been there, done that. We believe in bringing real knowledge, total transparency, and low fees to international expansion for every type of business, big or small. 5 stages start with identifying. Identifying how your business can grow through international expansion. That doesn't just mean selling more. Exporting is great, it's true, but also reducing your costs and looking for new opportunities that you just can't do as long as you stay within a single country. Most businesses start by thinking about selling more and look for distributors, for example. Businesses that want to save costs may consider outsourcing. In both cases, maybe it makes sense to do that. Maybe it makes sense to have your own operation. Transferring some backroom activity that you currently do in your own country to a low-cost country, things like customer support, accounts, other sorts of admin, can save a huge amount of money, but bring other collateral benefits as well. You can also take advantage of being able to get highly skilled staff, people in research and development, for example, engineering and architects, who can be difficult to find high quality candidates in your own country and very expensive to hire here. So maybe you can do things you couldn't afford to do here, or you can do work more constructively, more productively. Second stage, narrow the opportunities. Having decided what you should actually do, decide where you should do it. There's 195 countries in the world. About 100 of them are economically viable as places to go to. Most businesses thinking of international expansion actually only think of a very small number. So you need to think on a wider basis. I'm fortunate to have actually traveled to 120 of them. That's how I know that only 100 of them are economically viable. But I can see opportunities in countries that other people don't. So decide what is the best countries for the specific activity that your business should perform. Take advice, but take advice from people who've actually been there. Next stage, translate the opportunity. Doing that means building a clear understanding of what to do and how to do it. It means developing a proper, detailed business plan. Make sure you're doing the right activity, and very importantly, that it fits in properly with your existing business. Is your expansion going to change what you already do? Are you going to be taking tasks somewhere else? Are you going to need to be hiring new people in order to support an international operation? What are the actual connections that are needed? Where will you go to? What's the right place? And of course, what's the right cost? You've got to be sure it's affordable, because you need to be confident that this is going to work and look beyond the first year. Look 5 years ahead. So how? Stage 4 is explore. Exploring means, in my case, looking in detail at absolutely everything necessary to plan your perfect international expansion. That means using professional help with direct access to local advice, people in the country, in the place that you need to go to. Because it's not just a country, it's also a city or a region or a location. There are advantages to some places over others. There are free trade zones, incentives, other reasons for going to certain parts of certain countries. Having decided that, you need to work out how long will it take, how much will it cost. Try to anticipate issues, unearth the hidden costs. There are many potential ones in international expansion. Look at the practicalities of finding premises and hiring staff. You want the best local people, but you need people who are going to have the right qualifications, the right skills, the right experience, and they're going to be able to not only support your business, but become evangelists for it as well. Love your business and help you expand further within that country or region. You need to know about the legalities, the difficulties of doing the initial setup. Everyone thinks of that. But that might be licensing, it might be financial, it might be import and export regulations. There are many different things to consider. And above all else, of course, there's the bureaucracy. We're fortunate in the UK to live in a country with the lowest business bureaucracy on the planet. But in other places, you get a lot of paperwork or a lot of online forms. It can get people down. But as long as you plan it in advance, you know what you're going to find, and you understand and accept it, it's usually really easy to handle, even if you have to start doing lots of additional paperwork. So having actually got the plan and knowing exactly what you're going to do, who you're going to go to, where you're going to go, what you're going to do, step 5, realization. Realize the plan, the practical implementation. Don't try to do it all by yourself. Work with a professional based in your own country. You can work with closely, but who knows the country you're expanding to and will be able to dedicate resource to making that happen. Use local professionals in the country and the city you're going to, lawyers, accountants and the like. They know it better and they're much cheaper than the international firms. So doing it as a package works better. Whatever you do, expand internationally because it brings huge benefits. And it's possible even for most SMEs, even if they don't currently think about it now. Plan international.